Will Smith. Alicia Keys. Justin Bieber.
Please make these new allegations, Cuba.
That's what we done.
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was a lot. I mean, there's a Costco right down the street. I think Americans buy in bulk, as we know.
So CNN just shut down Hollywood by releasing the list of celebs that use Diddy's baby oil, and Manor fans, shocked ever since, was indicted. The authorities have made it clear that he didn't act alone. Sure, they listed his employees in the court documents, but deep down everyone knew that some celebrities were a part of Diddy's criminal enterprise. And while everyone on that list is getting exposed now, and there's nothing that they can do about it, from Ashton Kutcher to Drake and Machine Gun Kelly, there are a lot of people who are about to lose their jobs just who dipped into Diddy's private stash of baby oil. And is there any proof? Well, here's everything we know: Diddy's baby oil stash. So remember, when the feds raised Diddy's place, well, art from the Weird's rooms and weapons, they also managed to discover 1,000 bottles of baby oil, which raised a lot of red flags. Diddy's attorney, Mark Agian, tried to put the rumors to rest by claiming that it was a harmless purchase. He said, "I can't imagine it's thousands. He has a big house. He buys in bulk. Have you seen what people walk out with from Costco?" But Costco shut down that defense big time. They said that they had no records of selling Diddy baby oil in bulk. TMZ also did a quick search of Costco's website and confirmed that the store doesn't even sell baby oil. They did sell some baby products like hair and cleansing gel, but that was about it. And get this, Sam's Club, another major retailer, didn't have baby oil up for sale as well. Now figuring out where did he got that baby oil is important, but what's even more disturbing is what did he need the baby oil for? Well, it turns out that the baby oil was laced with illegal substances, which Combs would use to make his victims vulnerable. The shocking claims came to light after attorney Tony Busby filed a series of civil lawsuits against Diddy on behalf of his victims. According to one of the lawsuits, Cole particularly fancied the use of the popular rug Rohypnol, or GHB, to commit heinous non-consensual acts of blanks and grape onto countless victims. Combs often would secretly use the rug in an alcoholic beverage served at his parties, typically champagne or lemon drops. Partygoers were forced to consume the alcoholic beverage containing GHB, either prior to entering or while at Combs' party. There are also allegations of Combs dousing victims in lotions or similar body oils, also laced with GHB, so that the rug would be absorbed through the victim's skin and make it easier to blank him or her. Just to make things clear, the complaint refers to Rohypnol and GHB as the same thing, but they are both different substances. However, they are both used to committing heinous acts, the kind of acts that Diddy is guilty of anyways. Apart from Busby's clients, there was also another woman who filed a lawsuit against Diddy accusing him of some sinister stuff, and her lawyer Ariel Mitchell Kidd shared some disturbing details about her experience. She revealed, "My client was raped by Mr. Combs, his bodyguard and friend, who invited my client to his home to set up this whole situation." The details are graphic, and the complaint lays out all of the details. She was finally able to get away after the gruesome attack, and get this, before the attack, Diddy used a knife and squirted a liquid substance that was some type of lubricant or oil on the victim. Now Mitchell Kidd thinks that the body oil was used to administer GHB and make her client defenseless. And it seems like she was on the right track, because Cassie mentioned the baby oil in her lawsuit as well. According to court documents, Mr. Combs' assistants would help to set up the foes, including by setting up the hotel suites with baby oil and Astroglide. And during the foe, Mr. Combs would instruct M. Ventura to pour excessive amounts of oil over herself. Sounds like Diddy used every trick in the book to traumatize a long list of people. What's worse is that he wasn't the only one swimming in baby oil. There were other celebrities as well. People like Usher and Justin Bieber might have been forced to participate in the freak-offs. But believe it or not, there was a long line of celebrities who dipped into Diddy's baby oil willingly, and that includes the likes of Cuba Gooding Jr. Cuba was first linked to Diddy thanks to Lil Rod's lawsuit. According to court documents, Mr. Jones believes that Mr. Combs was grooming him to pass him off to his friends. This fear became reality when Mr. Combs introduced Mr. Jones to Cuba Gooding Jr. While they were on Mr. Combs' yacht during the introduction, Mr. Combs suggested that Cuba get to know Mr. Jones better. He then left them alone in a makeshift studio on the yacht, as evidenced by a video of which screenshots are embedded below. Cuba Gooding Jr. began touching, roping, and fondling Miss Jones's legs, his upper inner thighs near his groin, the small of his back near his buttocks, and his shoulders. Mr. Jones was extremely uncomfortable and proceeded to lean away from Mr. Gooding Jr. He rejected his advances, and Mr. Gooding Jr. did not stop until Mr. Jones forcibly pushed him away. However, Cuba's been denying the accusations. He's actually pretending that they're out there in the first place.
How do you fully exceed, like your name, for example, was mentioned in the Diddy case?
Which was the most ridiculous thing ever.
Because we barely know
This is
him,
the most ridiculous thing ever. But again, welcome to being a celebrity. Welcome to my...
But the days of fans taking a celebrity's word are long behind them, so Cube is going to have to do better than simply saying welcome to my world. And it's not just him, fans have been side-eyeing Jamie Foxx as well ever since the Diddy stuff came to light. Jamie Foxx dips into baby oil. The dude was downright desperate to get into Diddy's parties back in the day, and he made no secret of it. To be fair, G was trying to get into the music business, and he thought Diddy was the best guy in the industry. He told Stephen Core, "I was trying to get in music at that time, so I would throw parties for a reason. And because Diddy was so famous in music, I had a studio in my house." Once the actor managed to weasel his way into the parties, he took his position behind the camera, and he made no secret of it. Could
Please come over to this guy like in the shop. I can become detail like this from the camera. Dr. Ruth and Puff at the Beverly Hills Hotel pool dancing, doing their thing, right? And you know what they're dancing to? Over in the corner, God bless, is Heavy D, Andre Harrell, and they listening to a demo. You know what the demo is? That's crazy.
he also boasted about all the curious things he saw happening at Diddy's place.
And then I'll flip the camera this way. There's the knee more some younger. I don't know who do this. So I said, who do that? I said, young cat. Asked her, I said, cool. So I asked the knee more, I said, is it cool? She said, sure. It was probably wild.
However, fans think that Jamie had other reasons for wanting to be at those parties like Diddy's baby oil, and what's really disturbing is that despite witnessing all those depraved acts, it didn't seem like Jimmy wanted to get out of there. And he's not the only one. Machine Gun Kelly was just as desperate to get into Diddy's parties.
Yesterday, I smoked something that the gave me, and it was like it was as if I had partied like 3 days straight. It was the craziest. I was like, I'm about to go to the airport. I need someone to knock me out. I mean, it was totally the opposite. I was doing crazy dance moves to the weirdest music for 20 minutes straight, like while he was on the phone, and I was just outside the window looking in while he was looking at me like, man, I just wanted someone to go to the airport, to last me so I can knock out on this flight. He's like, yeah, I'm having a guy. So he goes down, comes back with his stuff, and yeah, shows up. And I was like, no. I'm trying to give him like he said the Snoop Doggy Dog is what he said he's trying to do. So I was like, yeah, sure. I want, yeah. What is that? What's up with that?
Sounds good. Whatever the hell that is.
Like, what is that? So, long story short, he finally finds it, and he's like, oh, here you go. He's like, no, now my guy said take four hits and like stop. Okay. And we didn't. You
just kept going.
Yeah, and so like he was like, come back up in 5 minutes. And I mean, when I tell you I came back up in 5 minutes and like had a result for him, like, you know what I mean? Like it was.
And then he's on the phone running his empire.
Yeah.
And you're dancing naked outside his window.
In fact, he was into Diddy's illegal substance habit and made no secret of.
Can't get into the party. It doesn't matter what's going on in the party. Nothing cool going on in the party. It's a party. But you can't, for some reason, at his party, you can't get into the party. So now what do you want to do? Get into that man's party and see what all the hubbub is doing. So right now I have a do not get enter sign on Machine Gun Kelly.
Now NGK is already into weird stuff like drinking his girlfriend Megan Fox's blood Sue baby oil, and freak off sound right up his alley. However, not everyone has been obvious about their efforts to get into Diddy's parties or slip into his private stash of baby oil. There's Drake, for one. He's been recorded at Diddy's parties a couple of music times.
Let's see. Slap. I like it. Slap.
Then there's the fact that he has a literal poster of Diddy up on his wall.
You got some explaining to do, sir. I seen the picture floating around that involves P. Diddy. That's very interesting. Why do you have a picture of P. Diddy on your wall? Why do you have a picture of Sean Combs on your wall in your house? So many of your fans trying to convince us that you don't rock with P. Diddy no more, you wouldn't P. Diddy your beefing because he slapped you in one of the hotels that they're investigating. But this was after you got slapped in that hotel. that they're investigating. P. Diddy been on your wall for a little while now.
Fans think there's no way Drake was in the dark about Diddy's dark lifestyle, which raises the question, just why did he idolize Diddy? Well, there seems to be one explanation: only he couldn't resist the baby oil stash, and neither could Diddy's BFF Ashton Kutcher. Back in 2019, Shaw Evans had the chance to interview Ashton for the Hot Ones. He tried to get some information out of him about Diddy's infamous exclusive events. Unfortunately for him, Ashton proved to be a closed book. He said he couldn't exactly spill the deets.
Diddy party stories, they're our favorite genre of anecdote.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wow. Okay, I've got a lot. I can't tell. So, can't tell that one either. I mean, I'm like actually cycling through them. There was one moment. So it's not really a party story, but our relationship was really bizarre. So it started over punk. Because he was like, "Yo, you can't punk me," and I was like, "I don't want to tell you. Everybody's on the table." He's like, "Not me. I'm off the table." And so that started our conversation. We became fast friends, and we used to just hang out and watch football together.
He might not have said anything, but fans got the message loud and clear, not to mention that Ashton actively helped Diddy organize these parties. There was one at the Beverly Hills back on July 4th, 2009. And if you think that these white parties were above board celebrations, well then we've got some news for you. According to attorney Tony Busby, some seriously disturbing stuff went down at these events as well.
Most of these events and incidents occurred at parties, typically after parties, album release parties, New Year's Eve parties, 4th of July parties, something they call a puppy party, a white party, although several of these events occurred at auditions.
So maybe Ashton is not as innocent as people think, and it's not just him. There's a long list of celebrities who are guilty of aligning themselves with Diddy, and maybe with time fans will learn about even more names. According to some fans, some people were only guilty of using these parties to hide their weird lives. One person commented, "I think people on that list are people who went to Puffy parties for his hookup, not to engage in with rugged up people. Puff was taking advantage of those kinds of parties, are hosted by people swingers living in the Hollywood Hills." 2010 saw a lot of that going on. It was around the time threes and polyamory began to make it into conversation in pop culture. There was this brother I worked with from time to time who would tell me about a female friend of his who would invite him to those parties. He got a lot of invitations from white guys to F their wives' girlfriends. While they watched, he didn't go to participate. He went as a safety net for his female friend. He usually would stay in the house and find the room the TV was in and just watch until she came to get him. Coming for everybody, I'm here for all of it. As my great-grandmother would say, watch the company you keep, birds of a feather flock together. And I'm gonna leave it there, let that marinate, and love 50 for speaking the truth that too many people are blinded by dollar signs. There's a lot to unpack here, so y'all let me know what you think about this situation. What do you think about Diddy's freak-offs with other rappers? Drop your thoughts in the comments, then check out this next video. And thanks for watching my video.